Let's see here. Audio working. Excellent. All right. So here is the deal. This is going to be walkthrough pretty much for the last parts of the quarter. Okay. So the rest of your grades or assignments or steps for completing your puzzle cube are as follows. So we've already done sample isometric drawings on originally it was on the yellow paper. Most of you have handed that in. If you haven't, it's still a grade, and there is a walkthrough of how to do it. Project intro and 3 out of 5 of the isometric samples. And I don't think we did the extra ones in the most recent replay. I think this one is just how to make parts on Onshape. The next thing you're going to do, we actually aren't going to do the original, the example 3D modeling that we did as an assignment, because I need to make sure everyone gets through this. The next thing you're going to do is actually design your puzzle cube. Guys, you need to listen. Design your puzzle cube on this screen here. Okay. And that is you're going to use blank exploded view. And on this, literally on your computer screen, you're going to get some way of coloring on the screen, like a Cami or not Screencastify. Color on screen is a file extent or a Google extension. I don't think you have Active Inspire, but you need some way to use some sort of highlighter to draw on the screen. Okay, and I will do an example of that along with writing out the rules that you need to follow in order to get it approved. Once you get your design approved, and like I said, we'll do an example. Once you get your design approved, you can, that's not what I want. You can then keep going. The next step, once you have your colored in thing, you're going to take your design and turn it into your own isometric drawings using your parts. Now, the hardest part for a lot of people, like intellectually or mentally or whatever, is actually creating your design, because it is sort of a leap to understand how this document, this setup relates to, or this design like this relates to an actual puzzle cube. Okay, and how like this block is directly below this block and that sort of thing, and how they can be glued together, but corners can't be glued together. So that's like the hardest step for like intellectually, or I don't know, mentally, spatial reasoning, whatever. Once you have this, you can use the snap cubes and make one of your parts and sort of spin it around so that you can find the best angle of view to draw your sample isometric drawings. Once you have that, the only thing you have left to do is actually make each part in Onshape and do the assembly. Okay, that is the extent of the project. Okay, the original design on screen where you're actually using Cami or what have you to draw your design isn't an assignment as far as points, but you need to do it. You need to come get it checked. You need to show it to me so that you aren't making mistakes that will hurt you down the road, or at least, make it impossible. All right, so actually everyone needs to get one of the blue sheets at the in the front. Go ahead and grab one, and you're going to need a pencil. Guys, everybody, if you don't have a blue sheet, go get one right now, because we need to talk about the rules for a good design for actually drawing it on the screen. I don't. You can, I don't know what happened to the case. I'm really sorry. I would, if I had one, if I had access. Is Mr. Ashley in there? If Mr. Ashley's in there, you can ask where his Chromebook cart is. But other than that, I can't really help you for now. All right, so right now with your blue sheet and your phones away because you're about to write something, also with a pencil, you can get color pencils once you get your design check. But right now we need to, and that's to say you need to, we're going to write out the rules here on the side. We'll call it criteria, constraints. It's all the same thing. Let's just go ahead and call it criteria. Criteria. Can you read that from the back? People in the back, can you read that? Yes? Okay. Well, if somebody says yes, that means that it is an appropriate size and that, oh no, not that. Okay, criteria. 27 wooden blocks. And the dash is just a bullet point. 5 pieces. Each piece 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 5, 3, 4, 5, or 6 blocks. Okay, we talked about this before. The language, it's made out of individual wooden blocks that are the size of like dice. You're going to use those glued together in either 3, 4, 5, or 6 of those together, and a total of 5 pieces. Okay, so that means that there are 3 combinations. 3 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 equals 27. Okay, that's one combination. A 3-block piece, and the rest of the pieces are 6-block pieces. Okay, another one is a 4-block piece, a 5-block piece, and the rest 6-block pieces. Okay, and the last one is 5, 5, 5, 6, 6. Those are the only 3 combinations of parts of piece sizes that can work. Okay, other rules. No straight straight slash square pieces. Okay, so if you're doing the combination that has a 4-block piece, the middle one, it can't be a 2x2 square. If you're doing the one with a 3-block piece, the first one, it can't be a straight line. So the only 3-block piece is a tiny L, and a 4-block piece, you can do sort of like a tiny L where one sticks out the other side, or the larger L, that's fine. But the reason for this is the same reason why the, well, in no particular order, just before I forget, faces connect to faces. Okay, meaning that these are actual wooden blocks. You can't glue them together at a corner, and they obviously have to be touching each piece. All of the blocks of each piece need to be touching. But as far as the no straight slash square pieces, the reason why is these are actually wooden blocks. And if you have a piece that doesn't like turn at all, it's not going to interlock. It's just going to slide off. Okay. It won't make a good puzzle. And that's another one. At least, how do I say this? Each level needs at least one piece connecting to another level. Now, this is a little complicated wording wise, but the idea is, so if I'm doing 4, 5, 6, 6, 6, and I make my first piece like this, okay, so this is 3 blocks and 4. Let's call this a 4-block piece. And you don't need to color this, just stick with the words for now, but I'm giving an example. Okay, the other difficult thing that people have trouble with is understanding this document right here. But like what, okay, so this is a 4-block L. And let's say I make my next piece a 5-block. So because I'm doing 4, 5, and 3 6s. Let's say I do these 5 blocks, which are the 4 on the outside plus the very middle one of the bottom level. If I make these pieces, both of these pieces are fine. And I certainly could continue with make 3 other pieces that are all 6 in the remaining part. The problem is, imagine putting this together with the other ones, it would just sort of slide off. That bottom level, and because you can make it any direction, when you put it together correctly, it would just sort of slide off the bottom. So a couple solutions: you could turn the blue one into a 5-block piece by adding this, but then you have 2 5s, which means you've just switched into doing 3 5s and 2 6s, which is fine. And that's actually the way that this usually happens. If you don't get it right the first time, I'll help you solve it. But the combinations, you'll probably end up changing the combination. The easiest way to solve this is to, well, the easiest way to make a design that works is to start on the bottom. And that's not what I meant to do. I want those words up. Yeah. To start on the bottom level and then sort of build your way up. All right. So let's say I'm going to start with a 4, let's just try 3 5s and 2 6s to start. Okay, so first one I'm going to do, and this is my example, just to show you how easy it is to build an original one that fits all the rules. First, pick a new color, doesn't really matter. But I'm going to make a piece that is sort of a U piece. So this is 1 block. Okay, I can see 3 faces of it because it's towards the front, but that's 1 block. And this block connects directly to the top of this one. So those pieces are a valid combination. So I'm going to do this one as the second block. So I have a 2-block piece, and I'm going to go across the bottom. So there's a 4-block piece so far. And this one connects to here. Okay, so my green piece is a 5-block piece as it stands. There we go. Let's pick a new color. Let's do I mean, it doesn't really matter. Let's do a 4-block like that. And I actually like that basic L. So I'm now on a plan to do 4 5 and 3 6s. Pick a new color. There's 2. This one connects to here, 3, 4, and this one in the back is directly below this one. So there, that orange piece is like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what the orange piece looks like. The green piece is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And actually, this isn't going to work out because the only one with 2 5s doesn't have a 4. So I'm going to need to add one to the 4 somewhere, which is fine. Let's add this one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So the blue one is now a 5-block piece that it's kind of hard to draw this with dots, but it's like 1, 2, no, not that way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then one that sort of sticks out to the front. That's what the blue piece looks like. Okay, let's get another one. I'm done with the bottom level. So let's go 1, 2. These two in the middle front of the middle level can connect to there. So there's 4 blocks, 2 on the top level, 2 on the middle level. And then I'm going to add these 2, which this shape right here is the same as the the gray one from my example. It's just an L, a 3-block L, but next to each other. And then the last one, I'm left with 6 pieces or 6 blocks for my last piece. So there's 1, 2, and I did this on purpose. 3, 4, 5. The block that needs to connect to this one doesn't touch. This one in the top back corner, this would be last one of the red piece, doesn't connect. So it can't be that combination. An easy way to solve this is we can just switch those 2 in the back and make this one red. And this is probably it's going to happen when you come up and I point out that what you've made is an impossible shape. We can fix things around before you get it approved. So I switch the red one there, and then I can put the orange one here. And the orange one's actually the same shape. It just switched around. This top one moved over to here, but there you go. It took that long. Well, it's not that hard. Okay. When I say each one, at least each level has at least one that connects to the next level, which this green one connects the bottom 2 levels. So that's checks that. Although this orange one solves that entire problem. This orange one connects to here, which connects to here. So all the levels are connected, which solves a big problem. Okay. Anybody have questions about this? Okay. All you need to worry about so far is writing this down so that you have this as reference. And once you do this, come get it approved. And then you can, I think there's some white isometric paper up there that you can turn those into isometric drawings, which is a reasonable, well, once you get it checked, then you actually, once you get it checked, you color it on the blue sheet as your sort of reference and keep track of it. And do I have that as the assignment? Yeah, transfer to blue sheet with color, then the original, when it says original, that means your design onto isometric paper. Okay, any questions? What's up? Yeah, for sure. But you wouldn't really need them until you have this done and use them as reference for turning them into isometric drawings. That's why they're there. Okay, any other questions? All right, you should at least be done with this today. If you don't have your design checked and turned into color on the blue sheet today, you would officially be behind. And we are running out of time. I mean, you have plenty of time to do this. We have 4 class periods counting today to get this done. If you haven't noticed, okay, so the last actual assignment is turning it into 3D modeling. And I will provide the wooden blocks and glue for you to turn your design into something tangible. But I don't make it an assignment because in the past, students would just make it and throw it in the trash. So what's the point of that? I'm grading you on whether or not you can glue blocks together. So that is if you want to, after doing all this work, actually build something with glue and wood. I will provide the materials probably starting next week, because some people will be done with this pretty quickly and some people won't do it at all. So good luck. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. Remember, get your original design checked before you turn it into color. Ready, go.